And we are on, boys.
What's up, guys? The four Fanatics here. I'm Derek. We got Gavin, Joey, and Michael BONAGURA over there.
What's going on?
So we're going to be talking about some NFL stuff today about week 14.
We're talking about everything.
Yeah, we're going to talk about everything but sports-wise, but we got some NFL stuff. We're going to talk about a little NBA stuff and how I'm a better player than the Greek Freak himself.
Okay.
And then, if we get some UFC stuff in, then we get it in.
Wednesday afternoon. So apparently, Jason Garrett, in order to keep his job now, he has to win the Super Bowl, is what he was told today.
So he's getting fired because all he does is clap on the sideline.
So yeah, he's in a bit of hot water here.
I'm okay with that because if the Giants pick him up, I'm completely fine with that. I'm okay with. We've only had Ben McAdoo and.
Can I ask you something?
No.
What? Okay. But what? So you're excited if they get Jason Garrett? That's what you're saying?
I mean, it'll be better than what coaches we've had since Tom Coughlin.
Yeah,
so,
but
you just need to get Tom Coughlin back.
You look at what he's done with the players that he's had in Dallas. I don't think he would help out the Giants.
I mean, he's been at least average in Dallas.
Forever. Forever and ever.
They've only average.
Yeah, they've always gotten to the playoffs one game max. Have they won more than one game have they won a game in the playoffs yet?
I remember it's something like since 2000 they've only.
I think
he's a better choice for the Giants than they've had in a while.
Yeah,
but he's
that's
not
what I'm
exactly.
saying.
I think they beat the Redskins in the wild card last year, and that was their first playoff victory in like 20 years or something.
Imagine the Redskins making the wild card.
Oh my God, no.
Dude, they had who was it? Was it Alex Smith or Kirk?
No,
Alex
Smith. When Alex Smith was leading their team, they were like one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, and then his leg got
he
snapped
broke his
in
leg
half.
and
Colt McCoy. That's who was starting when the Cowboys played him. Colt McCoy, and it was a good game. It was a close game. I remember.
Right.
I was in Boston for freaking what's it called? The water park. I was at Cocoa Key, and I watched it in the room.
I want to get into some of these NFL games, and this is where MJ has all these betting odds at. You want to get
first
some
we
of these...
got the Titans versus Colts, and both teams are 6-5, and depending on the outcome of the Patriots-Texans game, it could they could take whoever wins could take the lead of the AFC South. And the Colts are favored to win by 2.5 points, and the Colts are coming off of an L versus Houston, and the Titans recently lost. Actually, they won 42-20 versus Jacksonville, so bit of a different outcome for both teams last week, but it's going to be interesting to see if the Patriots win and who's going to be the new leader of the AFC South.
I was going to say, are we facing the Texans next week?
Yeah, on Sunday.
That's scary.
Sunday Night Football.
Scary. Especially with the running QB.
So here's where
Lamar did to us.
Here's where I bring up one of my issues with fantasy. I might need some advice. I'm gonna ask my uncle after this, so it don't matter. But so I got DeAndre Hopkins as my number one guy for Family Fantasy League. Here's the issue you run into. He's facing Gilmore, and Gilmore just shut out Amari Cooper.
See, the thing that the Patriots are going to do interesting is because their defense is doing good enough, but what they're going to do is because they only really got DeAndre Hopkins as the main guy there.
Their defense is not only doing good enough, dude. If there is a single person who disagrees with the Patriots being the number one defense in the
they're not
number one defense in the league, their argument's invalid.
What do you mean? They're not the number one defense.
They are the number one defense in the NFL.
And everything.
Dude, what is it?
Double the
what's the stat? Pull that stat up. Pull up how many takeaways do they have so far this year? Pull that up. It's in some absurd number that's like unheard
No,
of.
I understand that, but
I think they have like 50 takeaways.
I don't think you guys understand. You guys don't understand that.
Dude, they held the Eagles, Carson Wentz, that offense, to 10 points. And the Cowboys too. How many? They had like 13. The Cowboys are a good
I'm not
offense.
discrediting them.
I'm just saying, man. They can do it. And you know what? The thing with the bad teams they faced, they destroyed those teams as they should. So, like, when they face the bad teams, they kill them. When they face the good teams, it's a good game.
I think the problem you run into is that the Ravens' offense overshadows that defense. But that defense
the Ravens' offense.
Think about this. They're blowing everyone up by 40 points. They just held the Rams to what, 10 points? 6 points?
They won like 47.
They won by 39 points. Every single week they've been beating guys by over 21.
The Ravens just beat the Rams 45-6.
Exactly.
Pull up
Lamar
how many
Jackson
takeaways.
5 touchdowns.
How many takeaways do the Pats have this year? This is what I want to know because I know it's a crazy number. This is the number we should be talking about.
It was like 14
NFL
a few weeks ago.
takeaways, yeah.
See,
was it 14 when?
It was 14 like a few weeks ago.
I think it was 14 like week 3.
Actually,
Devin McCourty had a
week 1 they had 13.
Yeah, like.
Wait, and Gilly has 4 picks right now, right?
Defensive stats.
So him and D-Mac.
Maybe defensive stats. Will it?
Well, I want, even though you guys are talking about this,
Team statistics, that might be down there.
we were talking about Colts versus Titans. Are you guys
Sacks. They have 37 sacks this year. Oh my goodness.
You guys
what we're looking
left
for right
the
there?
Colts versus
Turnover
the Titans,
ratio? No. I don't know. Is it?
No.
No. Jake Bailey, by the way. 29 punts inside the 20. That's unheard of. Unless you're Johnny Hecker. But this is what was he undrafted, Jake Bailey? Was he undrafted?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, so was who's our receiver that played last week?
Olszewski?
No, not Gunner. The
Harry.
No, the guy who's undrafted.
Jacoby Myers.
Yeah,
he's good.
He did good last game.
Jacoby Myers has been doing pretty good every time he's gotten the chance.
I know.
Dude,
He
when
was
they got
undrafted.
him, when he started out in camp, everybody was like freaking out because he's a quarterback, undrafted quarterback that's getting first team looks at receiver. And he was good.
So we said the Colts are 2 points or 2.5?
That's going to be an
2.5.
interesting game.
You
They're
guys
facing who are
favored
they
by
facing?
2.5.
I'll put a hard bet on they're going to beat the Titans by at least 7.
Well, here's the thing. Marlon Mack's out, so they need Jonathan Williams to like absolutely.
You have Jacoby Biscuit there back at quarterback.
Oh,
yeah, but
he's gonna be back.
Ty Quill or Ty Ty. It's a UFC thing. Ty's been hurt, isn't he? He's been injured.
I think he's
hasn't he?
back this week.
I think Derrick Henry is going to run all over them.
Yeah, that's my problem for the Colts is, but you gotta understand they have Darius Leonard there. That's just gonna he should be able to shut down.
Maybe.
Moving on to another game that
Wait, they got
may
Justin
result
Houston too, right?
Yeah, and he's been outstanding.
game that may result in the game of the year. You got 49ers versus the Ravens.
Oh yeah.
49ers 10-1, Ravens
Well,
10-2.
Here, I
That
guess.
49ers defense, that's the thing though. Can they hold back Lamar?
See,
Well, we're gonna see what they're made of.
The problem is
Can Lamar go off against
This
them?
game would be
If
so much better.
If Lamar goes off, if Lamar goes off this week against the 49ers defense in any way near close to how he went off against the Rams, he is without a doubt the MVP. I mean, it's almost already not even a question now. But if he finds a way to destroy the 49ers defense the way he has been all these other teams lately, it's without question.
This game would be so much bigger. You imagine if Jim Harbaugh was the 49ers coach still? Oh my god, dude.
Maybe they're winning all these games because he's not the coach.
Sir.
well, I think no matter what, you're gonna run into a problem that you can't stop how the Ravens are running their offense right now because you have to think that Lamar Jackson can run faster than anyone on either team. It doesn't matter.
Well, it's built around him.
It's built around
Yeah.
him, but you got to understand that no player on the 49ers can keep up with Lamar Jackson. And he can throw the football. It's not like he's a bad thrower.
Yeah.
There's a difference with some guys that could run before. Like you have some guys that are running crazy 40 times, but then they go throw the ball and they're just inaccurate.
There's a lot that the 49ers have a lot to live up to. I mean, they're coming off a pretty surprising win. They're coming off of a 37-8 win against Green Bay, which
A-Rod, that was bad.
They held him to 103 yards. It was.
Yeah, I think that was his worst game, like literally he's ever played.
Dude, what about the Chargers? The Chargers made him look like Brian Hoyer. And the
Nobody
Chargers.
looks as bad.
What's the betting odds on that Ravens versus 49ers game? Because how much are the Ravens winning by?
It's got to be close. But
I'm going to say it's a lot
The
more.
Ravens are favored by 6 points.
I'm going to go a lot higher than that. Think about look at their last few games against good teams. They're blowing out teams by 21 plus every week.
I don't think that the 49ers were exactly expected to win by that much against Green Bay.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that they were supposed to be winning by that much. But I don't think, like I said, I don't think you guys are understanding how generational Lamar is for this first.
But here's the thing: that post that we all saw, they
said that
about everyone.
They said that about Mahomes, and
they
now
said that about Sean McVay's offense. They said that about
They said that about Kyle Shanahan, especially during the Super Bowl when they were blowing out the Pats 28-3.
I'm not saying that Lamar Jackson doesn't have potential to be the next Mike Vick, and he's already on his path to the way there. But I'm gonna wait a year because this has happened so many times.
But the thing is, no matter what, there's nobody that's gonna be faster than him.
Yeah, you run into a problem.
He's like, even if he starts throwing the ball bad, it's not like he's gonna start running any slower.
Well, here's the thing: people want to call him running back, whatever. They fail to realize. Just because he's not the best passer in the league doesn't mean he's not he can throw that. He can sling that rock. He can sling that rock.
He's one of the best passers.
How can you call somebody that just threw 5 touchdown passes a bad passer?
And he didn't even play the whole game.
Any interceptions either.
And I don't even know what it was like when he was first, his combine and everything when he was entering the league, everybody was like, oh, I have to question his throwing. It's like, dude, no, you don't. And like, you can't question it anymore. He's shown this year that he can chuck the football pretty well, man.
And what people aren't realizing is that the problem that Michael Vick has is when you get to this type of stardom and this much like people looking at you and everything, Michael Vick was just talking about how he started not paying attention to film and all that stuff. When no matter what sport you play, you're the best player. In high school, he was the best player. In college, he's one of the best players on the field. Always was one of the best players because how fast he was.
He leads the Lamar Jackson leads the league with touchdowns right now.
Yeah,
with passing touchdowns. He's got 24 passing touchdowns and only 5 interceptions and a 111.4 passer rating.
I'll tell you this much: nobody's gonna stop him other than an injury. The injury is the only thing that can ruin this dude's career at this point.
The number 1 ranked defense, the Patriots, couldn't even stop him. They made us look silly. He made the Patriots look silly. I mean, that.
Also, the Patriots' defense has never been able to stop running quarterbacks.
Yeah, they
Cam
have.
Newton has destroyed
Well, Russell Wilson gave us hell in Super Bowl 49.
He literally just runs around our defensive line like they're children.
He stiff-armed. I'll never forget. He stiff-armed Jamie Collins, and then that just made me think of when Cam Newton juked the entire D-line.
That was bad.
Moving on to another highly anticipated game. Browns versus Steelers, the first matchup since the helmet situation.
And I believe Mike Pouncey. Pouncey's playing, or Marquise. Which one is it? That was mud stomping Myles Garrett.
Marquise Pouncey.
Is it Marquise? I think his suspension got reduced to 1, so I believe he's playing. Juju might be playing. He's getting over that concussion.
Well, it's weird. It's weird.
It's going to be. There's going to be blood boiling. There's no way they're not going to be mad. Like a little, because that's a rivalry game in the first place.
The Browns are favored by 2 points.
Yeah, I don't know if it should be.
The Steelers are coming off of barely squeaking by the 0-10 Cincinnati Bengals.
They're starting Duck Hodges, so Mason Rudolph's safe from the helmets this time. But Duck Hodges looked good when he played.
Yeah, but the Browns team is starting to actually warm up, even though they kind of started off really bad.
Well, Baker decided to throw to Odell when he's in single coverage, as you should, instead of double or triple coverage.
Yeah, well, they're starting to heat up now, and I feel like 2 points to the Steelers team doesn't have a bad defense, but I don't know how they're going to score an offense.
They got
Fitzpatrick is rough. A depoy contender.
The thing with the Steelers is their D linemen have always been very big, like even at D end. So you got like Stephon Tuitt, who's a D end. He's like close to 300 pounds, if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me. You know, they've always had huge D linemen. Javon Hargrave, is that the guy's name?
Yeah.
He's a huge D tackle. They've always had units at D line, so their D line's good. Their linebackers is where the problem's at. Because Shazier's out. Good, Bud Dupree, he's fast. That's really all
Shazier is out for good.
Yeah, Shazier's out, so like that just ruined.
Bud Dupree.
They had a generational.
There's no way Shazier.
Yeah, they had a generational talent at linebacker, and then he got hurt.
Bud Dupree is having a career year this year, guys.
Yeah.
And he's on a contract year right now. So you run into a weird problem where they're gonna have to pay him some serious money because he's this is the first year he's actually shown up.
They're still paying Shazier.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do they think he's coming back? Like they
I think they're doing it just to be like nice.
Well, they gave him his guaranteed money already, so there's that. There's that. They did that to be nice, but
once
they
his contract runs out, he's not gonna be. He's like barely walking around.
Well, listen to this. I think his intent is to play again.
Yeah, well,
and I'm sorry,
he was struggling. There's videos of him struggling to walk, and I'm not saying that it's impossible, but
it's going to take a few years.
By the time he reestablishes but by the time he is able to walk without struggling or limping or without a cane, there is no way that he is going to be back to full football form at the NFL level.
Think about how elite of an athlete you have to be in the NFL. There's no way you can get back to that when you're fully paralyzed. I don't think he should. I think
he'd be better. He has much better opportunities if he just, maybe he gets into the CBD business like Gronk did.
You watch that video. I've rewatched that highlight so many times of when he took that hit.
It's all him.
It's watching his body roll over, just so limp. I mean, if he comes back from that will be one of the most crazy comeback stories in the history of sports, because there's no way that something can happen to your body so traumatic to where you flip over like that and your whole body is just limp.
30 for 30 material.
There's no way.
That would be 30 for 30. It would be like one of the best comeback stories. So PJ Tucker, the sneaker god, that notification I just got, he signed with Nike. So that's a big deal.
Did PJ Tucker even play anymore, really?
Yeah.
Yeah?
He's on the Rockets, who are,
Yeah, I know.
So, another thing I want to talk about.
Yo, we gotta get through these football games. You guys are going real slow.
It's okay, but have you seen the NFL power rankings?
Oh no, I don't want to. No, I always saw them.
5 is the Saints. 4 is the Seahawks.
Oh no, the power rankings are
3, they have the Patriots is 3, the Ravens is 2, and then the 49ers are 1. So
I would put the Ravens.
basically whoever wins this 49ers Rams game or 49ers Ravens game is going to be number 1 in the power rankings.
Why in the power rankings do you not have?
They would be number
Lamar
1 on the power rankings depending on the outcome of the Patriots game. Because if the Patriots win, they're going to remain at number 1 because they're at number 1.
They're at number 3 right now.
Are they?
For the NFL power by Dan the Week 13 NFL power rankings, they're number 3, and the Ravens are 2 and the 49ers are 1. So I mean they could frog jump, but I feel like you would have to absolutely obliterate Houston at that point, which hopefully they do. You know, we're due for a Patriots blowout win over a good team. We really are. They've been squeaking by.
Yeah, Sean Watson, he has the ability. I mean, he's kind of not exactly.
The only thing, we're going to their house. If they were coming to Gillette, I'd be confident that we'd beat them by 20. But like, we're going to their house, so it's probably gonna be a close game.
It's just our offense hasn't really had any crazy game this season.
Yeah. Not since AB.
Versus bad teams.
Not since AB. AB was like our dude. Our offense at one point, we had AB, Josh Gordon, Demaryius Thomas, Julian Edelman, and like we had all of it.
Yeah, who's gonna be back next week?
Nobody. Sanu. Sanu will probably be back, and Dorsett probably.
All right. So what's the next game you have for us, MJ?
All right, give me 1 second. The next game we have Saints Falcons, which I mean. That's not.
I mean, the
Saints are going to win.
The Saints lost them the last outing.
Well, no, but listen to this. Julio's a game time decision for that.
No, the Saints won. The Saints won on a last second field goal against the Panthers.
No, I'm saying when they faced the Falcons last.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying it was like 3 weeks ago when they faced the Falcons and they lost somehow to like.
Well, yeah,
crazy,
Devontae.
Trash this season.
They are so bad, dude. I'm telling you, ever since the 28-3, they've been broken.
Well, they have a good team. It's
that
weird.
Franchise has been lost since that Super Bowl.
They have a good team with a lot of talented players.
They have a great team.
It's just not working. I don't know why. I don't know if it's. Yeah. I know Dan Quinn is kind of on the hot seat right now.
Matty Ice, that's why.
Matty Ice was so.
They have a good team, and I heard about he's on the hot seat right now, Dan Quinn, because you can't have that much talent and be this bad.
And just their defense is getting picked apart too, and they had a good defense.
And they're all young players, so it's not like they had declining.
Well, yeah, and Deion Jones was like one of the top linebackers in the league when he was, when he was a rookie.
Mm-hmm. So it's like I don't see why he would be getting any worse.
Matt Ryan's not doing terrible. He's got a lot of interceptions. And He's got 18 touchdowns, a 93.3 passer rating, and a 67% completion.
See, that's not bad.
He's not having a terrible season.
Okay, how many touchdowns does Julio have? Because that's been a problem.
That has been
the past. He went from being like top 2, him and AB, to now he like can't score touchdowns.
Besides that one time that he absolutely mossed
Butler.
Dude, that was bad.
He has 4 touchdowns, 950 yards.
How many touchdowns?
4 touchdowns, 950 yards.
See, that's what I'm saying. He'll be lucky to get like 6 or 7.
We're 13 weeks in, and he has almost 1,000 yards. It's crazy.
And Mike Thomas has 1,300. Yeah.
I was actually just about to bring that up. And the thing is
Mike Thomas, is he a sleeper MVP candidate?
No, I wouldn't.
MVP is a quarterback reward.
Okay, how about
something you have to take?
He's the best receiver in the league right now.
You run into a problem that no matter what you say, because Christian McCaffrey's having an amazing year also. MVP is a quarterback award.
I'm saying nobody's beating Christian McCaffrey, Russell Wilson, or Lamar Jackson.
Here's the thing about Mike Thomas. He's having
112 yards per game.
He's having a legendary year. But look at their next receiver. The next receiver, who's Kamara, not even another wide receiver. Their next wide receiver only has 348 yards. They're feeding him so much. And I'm not taking anything away from him. He's having a great year. But the fact that they are feeding him so much compared to the other receivers, if a quarterback feeds their number 1 wide receiver, anybody can have a season like that.
Okay, that's fair. So, like you're saying, if we threw to Edelman 124 times, he'd probably raking in a solid like 100 catches as well. I could agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Thomas, he's having a legendary year. He's breaking records. He's doing great. But like I'm saying, you take the best wide receiver of any team and overfeed them compared to the other wide receivers on the team. Any team in the NFL, they're gonna have stats like that.
How many drops does he have? Is that gonna show? Because he might. He's like got.
If
some
he
of the
doesn't
best
have
hands.
many drops, then
he might have like 4 drops. I wouldn't be shocked. Like his hands.
Sure. But my point is proven right there. The fact that there isn't even the next wide receiver with
Kamara.
the most. I mean, you got Kamara and the tight end before you even get to another wide receiver for receiving yards.
And Kamara's only averaging 46 yards a game. So, like, yeah, he's just. How about Jared Cook, your boy, Derek? 4 touchdowns this year. He's eating, and he's like
The man
third.
has made touchdowns.
But he
as
only has
Julio does.
374 yards.
That is one of the oldest tight ends in this league right now.
And he's still fast.
He's still speedy.
Latavius.
Ted Ginn's an old man too.
What happened
He's still
to
good.
what's his name? Tommy Lee Lewis. What happened to him? He was good.
You're right. He's a really good return.
He was fast.
He's a good return.
What team
Yeah,
is
he not on the team?
Who?
Tommy Lee Lewis?
He was.
I know,
last year.
He was good too, so we're trying to figure out why he's not there.
So, all right. What's the next game we got, MJ? After that, because we're gonna get through these.
Yeah, we don't have to go through all of them. I mean, there's Raiders Chiefs, which is another great game.
Battle for that division.
For the lead.
For the division.
And that's also a big point of that game is a lot of people are saying that Gruden is their pick for coach of the year. And if they find a way to get over Kansas City and take the lead, then I might stand by that.
This is the battle for who's winning that division right here.
Exactly.
The problem is they still have the Chiefs in the top 10 for power rankings because of how much talent that offense has.
The Chiefs are favored by 10 points, and
That shouldn't be allowed. They have the offensive rookie of the year of Josh Jacobs that's having a monstrous year.
Oh yeah.
For the Raiders that doesn't have a great team around them. They don't have a great team.
They're on
Their draft class. I remember seeing something about their draft class.
That's what I'm saying. This is
really
one
good.
of the best draft classes ever. Like if you look at how they're all performing, and think about this:
for running backs.
No,
you mean in general?
no, the Raiders draft class, like what John Gruden and Mike Mayock were able to do, and if people were like, what I was saying is, if they make the playoffs and they like somehow make to the AFC Championship against the Pats, think about how that story is. People were ready to kick John Gruden out after he traded away Khalil Mack for every all those picks, and now he uses all those draft picks. What did they get? 3 first-round picks.
Something like that.
They got 3 first-round picks with all those trades because they traded Cooper too, and now they are they're coming.
Yeah,
the Raiders are coming.
They have that first round draft pick in Farrell that's going really well. They also have Josh Jacobs, and they got
Hunter Renfrow, who's been great.
They got Hunter Renfrow
he was a great Clemson
Clemson receiver. And then you have Max Crosby that he got.
And that was aggressive.
I don't know what that said, but it made him mad.
No, but
it's like, stop handing me the damn phone.
So you have that, and you have Max Crosby. That was like a 4th round. Max Crosby, that's what it is. He's a defensive end for them. He was like a 4th round guy. He had like 4 sacks like 2 weeks ago. Like it was ridiculous. Like this guy's having good.
What
year.
about that safety? I think he was undrafted.
Well, they also have Jonathan Abram there too.
Yeah, he's good.
You have Daryl Worley. Is that a rookie also? That guy that got the one-hander.
Garyon Conley. Was that Daryl Worley?
Worley got the one-handed pick like 2 weeks ago.
And I think Garyon Conley got traded. But anyway.
Yeah.
Who's that? They have a safety who had a pick six and a pick in one game. Do you know who it was?
No idea.
He's telling people to vote for Pro Bowl, but I don't even know.
Yeah, well, whatever. I don't care. Want to know what game this week I really want to talk about? You guys are gonna be so confused. Why?
I'm scared.
The Eagles versus the Dolphins. Now the reason why.
Okay, no. You know what? Because the Eagles are banged up.
Because the Eagles.
Wentz is banged up.
Because they need.
What receivers do they have?
I'm not it.
See, Jeffrey might be coming back, but it was like Mac Hollins and Jordan Matthews were their
J.J. Arcega, Whiteside. That's
Arcega.
been terrible this year. But the reason why is because you have this candidate of MVP about 2 years ago in Carson Wentz that is having their offensive coordinator does not run the offense right. They're throwing just like they're running how like the Giants would when they used to run like draws on 3rd and 16.
With Miles Sanders, who's great. Miles Sanders.
What they're doing instead is they're just running like out routes on like 3rd and 10 for no reason.
The Ben McAdoo offense.
The Ben McAdoo offense, and it's not working. They keep on. They have this. Their defense is playing great this year. They just let last week Seattle had 17 on them. It was 9-17. They have every single game their defense keeps them in, but this offense is producing nothing.
The problem with Seattle in that game is that Tyler Lockett got hurt, and now Tyler Lockett kind of makes that offense go. Like,
yeah, but
he's the guy that stretches the field with the speed.
They have Josh Gordon now too, though.
Yeah, but you saw how great he was for the Patriots this year. You saw how great he was for one game with the Patriots this year. He tore up the Steelers, and then he was like, you know what, I'm done.
I'm gonna go real quickly through some of my other games because I want to get through all these.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, we gotta move on from
Giants
the games.
versus Packers. Even though the Packers got smoked last week, the Giants may get beat by 35 points.
Giants and Packers.
Yep.
Here's the thing.
Real quick, talking about the Cowboys and Bills. One reason why that's kind of a big game is because if the Bills are not bad. The Bills are having a good year. And Allen's having a good year. So if they find a way to get by the Cowboys, and the Eagles will probably most likely win against the Dolphins despite some big upset. I mean, they're favored. I don't know. I actually don't know what they're favored by. But if the Dolphins find a way to squeak out a win, I mean, if the Eagles find a way to squeak out a win, they could overtake the lead of the NFC East.
Well, the NFC East is in a weird position because you always.
You have two teams that are out of it. It's a race.
Let me just say.
The Giants and the Redskins are out of it. It's not interesting. It's a two-team race.
I want to say something real quick about the NFC East because you're right. They are in an interesting position. So people talk about the Patriots' schedule. Wow, it's so easy. They're all like, put the Patriots in the NFC. They wouldn't survive. Think about this. They swept the NFC East this year. They beat every NFC East team.
The problem is every single year you run to the NFC East with like 3 of the teams are negative, and you just have
They're
one
all,
team that has
it's
like
so
12
competitive.
wins.
Yeah, I was about to say it's so competitive
For the bottom
except for
spot.
the one. Yeah, except for the one.
They're all fighting.
It's competitive for second, and they're all teams that are competitive for second.
Two of them are out. I mean, you're not coming back into the playoffs with 2-9 when the Cowboys are 6-5 and most likely going to win.
See, they always have a battle for last place in the NFC East. That and then whatever division till last year was it the AFC West with the Raiders and Chiefs and all of them.
Yeah.
Until they got Patrick Mahomes, that division was rough. It was like Raiders, Chiefs.
The Raiders and Chiefs is always a good game. It's always
Chargers.
A good game. When they win,
who else?
It's going to be another great game.
I think they were in Mexico last time. They had there was 4 penalties in a row on the last play at the goal line. And then Jared Cook caught the game-winning touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so
crazy.
Next we have Bucks versus Jags. And the question I really have for this is, you guys think he's having such a year? He always does. But is Jameis still in a Bucks uniform after this year?
Yes.
Because this is his contract year.
Unless,
know,
so here's
Who would they get?
No, listen. That's what I'm saying. So they get rid of Jameis. They're, ultimately you're preparing for Cam to go there. Because Cam's not going to be a Panther.
You guys got to think, going into this year, you're going to have this free agency class for quarterbacks with Teddy Bridgewater.
I was just going to bring up Teddy Bridgewater. Where is Teddy Bridgewater going to go?
I don't know, but he
has proven. And yes, he
you're Brian
had Michael
Flores,
Thomas.
Drew Brees' a system quarterback.
He had a great team to throw to. He had a great team to build around. He had the Saints to be 5-0, but he showed that he deserves to get paid, and even if not get paid, sign to start. He deserves to start somewhere.
So you have
he does not deserve to be coming off the bench.
I think the Dolphins need to look into getting a good receiver, like an elite receiver, and then getting Teddy Bridgewater.
There are so many good receivers.
You get Teddy Bridgewater as your quarterback. He's a smart quarterback. He can run a little bit. He can throw it. He can throw the hell out of the ball.
This is what you think about doing, because that's actually a smart idea.
That's where you start your rebuild.
You get Teddy Bridgewater, and think about all the good receivers coming out this year. Jerry Jeudy, you have Henry Ruggs, you have T. Higgins. Yeah, that's where it gets rough. That's where I start getting.
This is where it gets rough with the college.
No. The top 5 receivers right now are all first round talents.
Here's this. You got AB is still waiting for the phone to ring, and he's from Miami. If you're Miami, I feel like, dude, he needs to get signed. I don't care if he's a basket case. He is the best receiver in the league when he's in the league.
Jameis Winston is almost at even touchdown and interception ratio.
Yeah,
he has 22 touchdowns and 20 interceptions.
Let me just say something.
The only reason, in my opinion, that he is having a decent year at all, he's almost at exactly. He has 2 of the
he
top
can launch
5.
it.
2 of his receivers are in top 5 of the receiving yards.
He can launch it. And
Chris Godwin
Mike
and
Evans is 6'5".
It's because they're not running the football.
Mike Evans is 6'5", so you launch to Mike Evans, he's going to grab it. Chris Godwin's pretty big, and he's fast. So if he's
having a breakout year. I mean,
Chris Godwin, man, he is going to get paid. I will tell you that much, because he's not. This ain't a fluke. He's good.
Mm-hmm. All right. So after that, we have Rams versus Cardinals. And I feel like this is a really interesting game, because every time the Cardinals, this Cliff Kingsbury offense has really
Cardinals almost gave the 49ers
Kyler Murray's good.
loss.
This is crazy how crazy this offense is now that they have.
Kyler Murray made the right choice.
They have this air raid offense that they've started to play now in Arizona with the Texas Tech head coach that had Patrick Mahomes and now Kyler Murray, and it's crazy to look at how they're taking over this NFL that now the NFL is turning more pass heavy anyways, and they're just chucking the ball. They don't even care.
Well, when I think of the Cardinals, I think of David Johnson. What the hell happened to him? He was one of
injury really messed him up.
dude. He was one of the most dominant players in the NFL, and now he's like
He got injured.
And
That's the problem.
but it was a wrist injury, I'm pretty sure. I just don't understand how that affected his
I have no
running game so
idea.
much.
when they faced the Patriots in 2015, the year that Brady was suspended for 4 games and Garoppolo had to take over. David Johnson absolutely manhandled the Patriots. There was a player, remember, he took on like 7 defenders and just broke all the tackles, juked a couple guys. He was insane. He could pass and run. He was DJ 2K. That's what they were calling him.
Well, I think you guys may call me a little bit crazy for saying that. I think the Cardinals may beat the Rams.
They could. Hey, listen, Kyler
Their
Murray
offense has
can.
been crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
For some
And
reason.
you gotta think
last
that-
year they were like so bad.
The Rams' offense is very questionable because you have Todd Gurley that's finally starting to get the ball again, but Jared Goff's not really that great of a
Robert
quarterback.
Woods is back.
You just have Sean McVay that's a genius.
He's underrated, man. Robert Woods is underrated. He's one of the toughest, men to just come in the league.
We got another terrible game on Sunday of the Chargers versus the Broncos.
Bro, I want to know what happened with the Chargers. They're so good.
Let's just
And then
skip
this
that
year,
one.
it's just-
Well,
Phillip Rivers is having his
They're
one of
getting
his worst
Derwin
years.
back. They're getting Derwin back.
So I'm actually gonna have the Broncos win that game because I feel like this Phillip Rivers is having such a bad year this year. He's driving like an hour and a half to work every day because he doesn't want to move. I don't think this is his contract year. Also, I don't think he's staying in they're in Los Angeles now. I don't think he's staying with them anymore.
Well, let's talk about.
You guys already got Pats Texans mostly down.
Well,
That's gonna be a good
The
game.
Pats are gonna win that, but yeah, that'll be a good game. The Pats defense is just too good. But
That's weird.
Morse code over here.
Anyways,
So we can move on.
Other than right here, caught it, but it's fine.
We'll move on. 'Cause
Real quickly,
MJ's a funny guy.
Vikings Seahawks. I got Seahawks winning, and then just bring up last football topic. One of the receivers that worked out, Kaepernick, got a tryout with the Browns.
that was
that was
real.
crazy.
That's real.
I'm like
Yeah.
90% sure that's
I
real.
thought that was a meme, and if that's real, oh my god.
But Kaepernick hasn't got signed yet. But the interesting thing about
Kaepernick, dude, if you're the Dolphins, I expect you to get out Teddy Bridgewater, because if they don't get Teddy Bridgewater, I expect them to get Kaepernick.
Yeah, but
because they're not going to have any options.
I think
at
the
that point.
main problem that everyone's not going to like the thing, but the main problem that he had is that he didn't like man up. I feel like personally, and like this is NFL sandbox. You got to play by their rules, and they want him in that stadium there, and he decided to change it last minute.
Well, you know why?
If you want, I understand because they wanted him to sign a bunch of stuff so they weren't legible.
It was like, it wasn't just because they wanted him to sign stuff. They wanted him to sign stuff that they were under the impression.
It's weird because they could give out as much film as they wanted.
They were under the impression that the NFL was going to control the narrative, and so that means no media, no independent media.
Yeah.
That means they could take Kaepernick's worst throws out of like 50 throws. Let's say they take his 3 worst. That's all they're going to show. People are just going to say, "Oh, Kaepernick sucks. We can't sign."
Yeah,
him. That's what they were worried about.
Yeah, that's the problem. But I feel like I said, it's NFL sandbox, and so you gotta play by their rules. So, hey, can you guys click on cough button? So you gotta play by their rules and how they run it. Oh man! So you gotta play by their rules, and I'm hoping he gets signed because I don't think he could be a starting. At worst, he's a backup quarterback.
Oh well,
at least.
no, there's no debate. He
But the
could be a
problem that you
backup.
run into is he has so much like stuff that comes with him, like baggage, as you like to say.
But there's no denying when you watch that workout, he still got it.
He definitely
can
has
still
a
throw
place
it.
in an NFL team.
He can still throw it. He's still smart enough. He can see the field. The big thing is though, he had Jim Harbaugh as his coach. The way the Harbaughs work their offense is unreal. It's like an artwork. So like he would run those option plays that you see, John Harbaugh doing with Jackson. Jim Harbaugh would do it with Kaepernick, and that's where he would run everywhere.
All right, well, we are going to move on to basketball. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back when it's over. right, and we are back from our break, and we are here to talk about some NBA.
Joseph,
start
turn your
us
mic
off?
on.
The Lakers are so good.
Okay, but the Clippers are better. The Clippers are better. Kawhi's next. Don't be upset about it. I love LeBron too.
Give me a
Okay, wait a minute.
Wait.
Dude, I don't even think Kawhi is... Where do you think Kawhi ranks on best players in the league right now?
When he's playing and it's not load management, when it's not playing and when he doesn't have load management, Joey, you're distracted.
Load management.
That load management thing is smart.
Dude, nobody else does it as much as him, though.
Yeah, I know.
I
but
mean, come on.
Listen to this. Let me just say this. If he wins another finals ring this year by, like, his formula... Joey, please say something so we know your mic's on.
Hello.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're good.
Because the light is off.
The damn mic.
I kept clicking.
I
and
know
I'm
the
just
light's
like,
off, but we just had to figure that out.
the lights off.
Because I'm sitting here making my point, and I just
I was
know
just
they're
like,
trying
I
to
keep
figure out
hitting
your
just like,
stuff.
it's
Let me
on.
hear where you think Kawhi ranks on the
Okay, so-
rankings for players.
Just in general.
Just in
Behind
All right, because
LeBron.
regular season you could put him anywhere because of the load management thing. But if you count playoffs and what he does in the playoffs,
I'm
he's
talking about right now in the season.
right now in the season. Okay, he's
Because
definitely
he's-
top 10.
He's definitely not
Behind
not a
LeBron.
behind
Definitely
LeBron
not
and
top
Luca.
three. Definitely
He's
not
not
top
top three.
Luka's been insane.
Luca has
runs the
been
league.
And he's behind Giannis.
Luca is literally giving LeBron
But here's the
a
thing.
run for MVP right now.
Here's
And
the
it's
problem.
not even a.
They don't give
I mean,
LeBron MVP. It's fine.
Oh, they won't.
They won't. They have every single year. He doesn't have a bad year.
He doesn't need MVP though.
He has MVP caliber years every single year. They give it to someone else. They should just call this the LeBron Award.
I'd say, but like
LeBron
people,
is
call
11th
them
in the league
wash
right now
king.
with points per game. He's got 25.6 points per game.
Well, he's been
and
getting
he's
a lot
leading.
of triple
He's
doubles.
leading the league in assists with 11.
Yeah, I was
11
about to say
flat.
he's passing so
But
much more.
Right below him is Luca with 9.8 assists a game, and Luca is also third in scoring with 30.6 points a game.
Okay,
this
let
is
me
his
wait,
second year.
let me wake up a
And he has
monster.
50% field goal. Like it's not like
He's
it's not
doing-
like Harden shooting. up
He's
80
doing what
shots.
Westbrook wished he could do. He's doing it without stat padding. He's doing it without stat padding.
Sorry, I want to hear you argue
Still
that. I
has,
know
a,
this,
still
this
has
is
a better field goal than Harden by 0.9.
Does he?
Yeah, Harden has like
Still?
a 42% right now. Luka has 50%.
Oh, Luke, I think you meant Westbrook. I was going to say Westbrook. I was going to say
Westbrook
Harden.
I'm saying
Harden's heating up.
Harden's averaging a point a minute.
Yeah, Harden's heating up.
You think
it's
about
because
how
he
no.
shoots
Can we talk about how
like
insane
3
that
shots
is?
a minute.
Yeah, but he's making more of them. Before he was just going like 10 for 50.
And what's insane about it is he's playing 37 minutes a game,
Guys,
and
think
he's
about how-
averaging a point a game.
No, a point a minute. A point
a minute.
He's averaging a point a
Think
minute.
about how insane that is. That's like every three possessions. They get about
Wait,
two
that's
to,
James Harden?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a point a minute.
Just the way he looks down his defender and he's just dribbling, like he's like licking his beard,
And he makes it less
and then
than
he
half
step
percent of
backs
the
and he
time.
goes bang. Like he'll just make them at the the least you'd expect it, of times when there's like 30 seconds left, they're up 3, he just puts the dagger.
Wonder who's a dark.
Luka could be the first person to win Most Improved after winning Rookie of the Year. He is like he has stepped it up to a whole new level. He is he has gone from top tier rookie to literally top 3 players in the NBA. I don't know if that's going to last the whole season, but right now he is showing that he is a definite candidate for MVP.
We were in
I
Chili's.
have him at number 1 in my race.
Remember that game we were in Chili's
the
for?
Mavs
When he
versus the
faced-
Lakers.
Derrick was there too. The Mavs versus the Lakers, dude. Luka was getting his ass whooped for starters.
Dude, he had better stats than Kawhi.
And then Danny.
No,
yeah,
but I'm
that
saying-
that
yeah,
shot.
but
I'm
Danny
saying
Green
in that
did
game,
was
like,
crazy.
Derrick
Luka still
knows what
had
I
like a
mean.
triple double though.
No, I'm saying he was getting like physically just beaten up.
Yeah.
Like we thought he
Well-
was playing with a concussion.
You can
Oh yeah, he got his head
Like, yeah,
whacked.
like he got whacked in the head multiple times. He didn't look like he knew where he was. And then LeBron hit the game winner, or was it Danny
No,
Green?
Danny Green
put
He
it into
tied
OT.
it, and then
With
LeBron hit the
OT.
game. Who hit the
Yeah.
game winner?
There wasn't.
There wasn't.
a
just
game
kinda
winner.
went-
They won by like
They,
4.
Yeah.
Right now, my top 3 votes for MVP are, and this is in no order, is LeBron James, Luka, and Giannis. And the reason I say Giannis, and right now I think Giannis is actually the front runner, because last year when he won MVP over James Harden, after James Harden had a crazy year, he had 27 points per game. This year he has 31.1 points per game so far. He had 5.9 assists. He has 6.4 assists this year. 12.5 rebounds, 13.9 rebounds this year. He is doing better than his MVP season so far, and he had a 50-point game the other night. Right now, he is still hands down my number 1 pick. And I know I said in no order, but you can't argue that when he won MVP last year over someone who had one of the craziest feats in basketball in recent history. I mean, what was it? 22 games in a row with 30
Harden.
points or more.
Did he average 40 points a game by the end of the season?
It was something close to it.
He might do that again this year too.
Oh wait, or it was like 36.
I mean,
I think he's at like 6 right now.
to pick Giannis
he's
over
at 38, like 0.4 right now, points per game.
No, I'm saying like his streak of 40-point games. I think
to pick Giannis,
he started another one.
to pick Giannis over Harden last year, and to have Giannis this year doing way better in every stat that won him MVP. I mean, how do you argue that? How do you argue that someone's having a better year?
So that's just one of the things with Harden. Like, he scores way more than everybody, but I don't think he can win MVP with his defense. Because Giannis was a DPOY contender too that year. And people need to put that into account. Yeah, he scored less points than Harden, but his defense was just insane.
Top two for points per game is James Harden and Giannis, with Luka following at the third. Yeah. And I just in my opinion, I can't see if the season were to end today, which obviously there is a lot of basketball left in the year.
We're a quarter of the way done about.
Yeah,
Quarter already?
Yeah, because everyone's around 17, 18 games, 82 games in a season. You're about a quarter way done.
I'm doing some research on the interwebs real quick.
One what's crazy to think about, the Warriors lost all their talent, but you gotta realize how many primetime games they got this year because of what they thought the team was gonna be.
Yeah, because everybody's down with injuries. Literally everybody.
The only thing wrong with Giannis right now that he's got, oh my God, we know he can't shoot threes.
Bro, he hit
his free throws,
game.
he misses a lot of free throws.
I think that
Yeah, and they're not just like he bricks them, they're
He
airballs
airballs them.
He needs to work on it.
This offseason, he's got to get his head right for that, because that one airball definitely messed him up. It definitely messed him up. He's doing it again and again. Players are looking at him funny. Have you seen the video of that? What was that Bulls player? You know what I'm talking about? The Bulls player watched it go under the rim, and he just looked at Giannis. He just looked at him like he was crazy.
Can we get in the 3-point competition this year, Ben Simmons?
Zach LaVine.
Can we get Ben
Zach LaVine and his coach are beefing.
Not
no
anymore. Not anymore.
anymore?
Because Zach LaVine showed out as soon as the second he had the chance to show it, he showed out. I mean,
People are underrate
that coach
his
better
three-point
apologize.
abilities. People think of him as just a dunker, and they completely underrate his three-point ability. He hit 13 three-pointers.
tied Steph
50-point
for the
game.
most amount of three-pointers in a single game.
Let's talk about
Steph Curry, one of the greatest shooters of all time, top 3 greatest shooter of all time.
Top 2.
Zach LaVine.
I know. It's
Klay
like
Thompson.
Zach LaVine was benched because he made
His defense.
defensive errors. And you know what his response was? 49 points, 17 for 28 field goal, and 13 for 17 3-point.
Think about that
And
percentage.
a game winner.
Look at that
FU
percentage.
oh my God, yeah.
That's an
That game
FU
winner
to
was
them.
insane. He stole the ball and then
It was
an
nuts.
off-dribble three-pointer.
The Charlotte Hornets announcer was losing his
I
mind.
know.
Between Valentine
That
committed
was
murder.
It's one of the best plays this season, if not the best.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, hands down. But getting into the rankings, I would say that the top 3 is a bit of a surprise. I'm not too surprised with Milwaukee being at top at 14-3, but Miami and Boston, being a Boston fan, I did not expect this at all. And I don't know how long, but their game against the Clippers, I think so many people are saying that they're not legit, that they're pretenders, and they'll show out eventually on
They danced with the best.
It was a great game. It was a great game, and I think that team this year I don't even think that team this year is being led by Kemba Walker. I think it's being led by Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is having a great
He's the
year.
heart of that team.
He's having a great year. And then
The improvements of Jaylen Brown have really made a difference.
so they're tied for second place with the other team that I am personally very surprised at.
The Miami
The
Heat.
Miami Heat.
Oh my God, Tyler Harrow.
The
or not
Miami
even just
Heat.
Tyler, like all their rookies.
Dude,
Kendrick Nunn.
Jimmy Butler is like,
He changed that team.
yeah, he.
I'm gonna be honest.
Listen to this.
He is good.
Listen to this
When he went
roster.
there, I was just like, "What?"
Listen
Like,
to this
he's not
roster.
gonna do anything there.
Listen to this roster.
don't
and
care,
you
that's
tell me-
why.
You tell me there is any way before a season you look at this roster and you say, "Oh, they're going to be 12-4 by the almost quarter-way mark." Jimmy Butler, Tyler Harrow, who nobody knew, who was also having a great year.
They didn't know him until
Kendrick Nunn, Duncan Robinson, Bam Adebayo, Justice Winslow, Miles Leonard, James Johnson, Kelly Olynyk. I mean, that is
The man who overdosed on a gummy.
on waiters.
It's crazy to think about how it happens in every sport. You have these dark horse teams that come out of nowhere. That you just don't expect it. Like who going into the season? We're gonna go real back on the NFL thing. Who thought the Ravens were gonna be one of the best team in the NFL? You have this in every
Because
sport.
Lamar didn't have his passing ability until this season.
Well, because
Like, they were
nobody
doubting it
believed
last
in
season.
Lamar.
And then this season, it was like,
Well, you
out
got to
of
think
nowhere,
his
he's
weapons
just like-
this year too. He's got
have-
Hollywood Brown, who's just
Yeah, but he's not.
but it's like
good,
if you
man.
watch the games, like it's not just like he throws it and the receiver makes a good play. Like they're really good throws.
Yeah. I'm just saying it happens in every sport. We have these teams that come out of nowhere. Like the West is a lot more how you thought it'd be. I mean, you thought the Clippers would be at number 1, but it's a close battle because you have the Lakers, the Nuggets, and then the Clippers, and you have the Mavs at 4.
I'm surprised the Nuggets are that high, to be honest.
Not
Real
really.
quick, just a quick add-on. It's crazy what can change in a year. How about Golden State at the bottom?
Yeah.
3 and 15.
Bro, because
all
they
their
had,
primetime
they had
games.
3 All-Stars and lost all 3 All-Stars and didn't gain anybody for it. They just lost them. So it's like,
well.
it's just,
If Klay Thompson's there, things are better.
I know.
You know,
with
like
him
way
out,
better.
It's just,
Because him and Curry, they could just get 30 points each like any given night.
What's
And
crazy
then-
also think about right now, we're only
And then they got
quarter way-
D'Lo.
we're only quarter way through the season, but it's always the joke that the East Conference is so much weaker than the West. But if you look at the top 8 on each conference, they're pretty similar right now.
bro,
You look at the 8th seed for the West, they're 8 and 8, and then if you look at the 8th seed for the East, it's 6 and 10. But like it's all like if you look at the top 10 or top 8 for each each conference, they're pretty close. It's kind of weird to see because the last few years, it's been like really rough. Like the top like 6 teams in like the West could all be top 2 or 3 teams in the East.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
You're actually getting some people that like I mean no one expected the Heat to be amazing at all, but you had like the Bucks, Celtics, Raptors were pretty good. 76ers were supposed to be.
How about the game that we got
Spicy
tonight?
P.
We got Kyrie going back to the Garden.
Didn't he? Is he
he
not
going?
going
He's
on
not.
that?
He said he wasn't going.
He'll be there. I'm sure he'll be there.
He
on
ain't
the
playing
bench.
though,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, he's not gonna
Yeah.
be playing. But that's
'Cause
just
he's
gonna
scared.
be. It's gonna,
Scared.
He's hurt. He's hurt.
Guys, this is what they don't want you to know.
very emotional.
Kyrie, no, he denied playing for against Cleveland too. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. So like he just
He hasn't
doesn't.
played in a few games.
He knows what he's done to those teams and he doesn't want to face it. Okay. He said how his grandfather died, yada yada. Okay.
Tristan,
Listen, Isaiah Thomas's sister dies, his teeth get knocked out, he tries to go to the finals. No.
Tristan Thompson says that Kyrie Irving's jersey will be hung up in where the Cavaliers play. I
don't know about that.
There's a chance because of that the runs he's made with LeBron, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
that shot he made.
Kyrie Irving's not a team
He doesn't make
player.
that shot. That statement isn't made.
He doesn't deserve to have his jersey hung up because he's not a team player. He's all about Kyrie. He's like the Antonio Brown of the NBA, okay? He's a great player, but it's all about him and how he does.
But he doesn't have CTE like Antonio Brown.
He's got something wrong with him, okay? Kyrie Irving's a pathological liar. I think we can agree with that. You know, and like he's a basket case. He's just a weirdo.
Well, he's definitely weird.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. He's just a total like the Earth is flat. You know.
One of the team that
He took that statement back.
one of the teams kind of
Yeah, 'cause
surprised
you
me
realize
by
he
not
sounded like
being
a
good
dummy.
this year. Like they're not being great.
Who?
The Jazz.
Oh, the Jazz coming into the season, their lineup is nasty.
So good, but it's not like working. Like it's weird.
Yeah, Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert.
Well, Mike Conley was awful his first
Is
game.
Bojan still on the team?
He's been awful. This whole
He's
this
still
whole
bad.
year. He's still Mike Conley.
Yo, what if he was a system player with the
Grizzlies.
the Grizzlies? He was there for so long.
The problem is that I really thought this team would be so good. Can you legit have Rudy Gobert? That's
Depoy.
the defensive player of the year
every
every
year,
year.
every
This
year.
is like ridiculous. It's been ridiculous with Rudy.
Well,
Gobert.
Rudy Gobert says he feels that they're not using him correctly on offense.
It doesn't matter. Put him on defense. He's getting like 3 blocks a game at least. You just need him on defense. He's getting rebounds and blocks no matter what. And he's gonna be able. He can put up at least 10 a game easily on offense. It's not that big of a deal.
It's just
Man.
because he can only really dunk. That's his only problem. He doesn't have much scoring.
It's one of the I think the biggest surprise from the NBA for me this year was that Gordon Hayward's back.
And is good.
And he
got hurt.
he's
and now
back.
he's gone again.
Yeah.
He'll be all right though. But like he's back, and like it's not like last year where he's back.
He had some flashes.
He's getting 12 points a game, putting up 35 on the Timberwolves. You know, he's he's back and he's himself again, and it's good.
This Jazz
That's
team,
what they needed. That's what I was saying to you, MJ, in the offseason. The only way the Celtics would be good is if Gordon Hayward is, himself again.
But we've been fine without him. That's the thing. We've been okay without him. And once he comes back, I genuinely believe we're going to start to dominate again.
This Jazz team
after almost dying.
Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Bojan Bogdanovic.
Yeah, who hit that?
He hit a
crazy
game winner.
Mike Conley, Joe Ingles.
Joe Ingles.
Bro, don't
man.
talk. Honestly, don't.
Why
talk
is this
crap
team
on Joe
actually
Ingles.
semi-good? But they're like,
He's a
on Joe
math
Ingles.
teacher.
Well, I mean-
He's a math teacher.
He is
He's like a
Math
man.
teachers. Let's talk about the heart
Alex
and soul.
Caruso is a
No,
math
sir.
teacher.
I want to tell you about the glue that holds the LA Lakers together, Mr. Alex Caruso. That's what. Yeah, I'm like.
His 5
Stop.
points a game.
The
don't
Lake Show.
exactly hold good,
it's
but-
the Lake Show of LeBron. Any team he goes to does good. It doesn't matter. He's this much of a generational player. Everyone says it's already common knowledge, but I don't think you used to say the same thing about MJ, but he was like generational, but he had talent around him. And like LeBron's had talent around him, but I don't think like
He didn't need it though.
you got to think
He
that
did.
I'm not gonna
This is my view.
You guys remember when he took Anderson Varejao out of the NBA Finals?
No, but they fit.
But
well
what
in the
has he
system.
won without a super team around him?
the Cavs weren't that much of a super
Yeah.
team. It was
Kyrie Irving was
Kyrie
one of
and
the best.
Kevin Love.
Kyrie and
That was
Kevin
big.
Love. That was the
That was
biggest
like a big
Kevin
three.
Love
That was
was
a huge big three.
Kevin Love was
and
Kevin Love
they
was
had a
hurt.
good bench.
Kevin
They had
Love was hurt
a
half
good
the time.
bench.
yeah, but I'm not saying it was a super
I'm
team.
not saying LeBron doesn't have the ability to carry a team to the finals or even.
Oh yeah, you
be the-
can't say that after how he made to the finals with his best
Harrison
player being
Barnes.
J.R. Smith. And
That's
Tristan
that's what he
Thompson.
was saying with the Cavs.
But you run to I'm not going to even argue the MJ versus LeBron thing, but people used to say, but MJ had players that like were like some of the best around at that time.
Pippen,
You had
Horace
Pippen
Grant.
and anyways, so but you run into this problem that LeBron takes over a game no matter what. He takes over a team. Like he has so much to him. Like he has leadership. He makes he's the best player on the team no matter what. I mean, you can try to say Anthony Davis is better than LeBron, but I'm not gonna believe you. Anthony Davis was like MVP caliber too.
LeBron feeds
Pelicans.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah, LeBron
He
feeds
him.
Anthony Davis.
He feeds him.
It's because and that's this big team. If this team makes it to the finals, because in the Western Conference, it's very possible it's going to be Lakers, Clippers, and Nuggets. I think at the very end. I don't think the Mavericks.
Lakers and Clippers.
The
what a
Mavericks may
series.
fall off a little bit. I feel.
I don't know, man.
Clippers
Kristaps and Luka have been putting on a show, and the most impressive duo this year is Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns.
It's the thing with Andrew Wiggins is it's crazy how much he's improved because
He
he's
may
been
be
called
the
the
most
bust.
improved.
He's been called the bust every year.
Yeah,
Well, because he like showed the flashes of like what he can do. He'll drop like 35, and then the next game he'll have like 10.
And then he'll have 10 every
Yeah,
other.
and then he'll have 10 a million.
But
like-
this season, he's consistently been dropping really good nights.
So real quick, it's kind of off topic, but
hold on, Andrew Wiggins, he's averaging 25.2 points per game,
okay, holy crap.
5 rebounds a game, and almost 4 assists a game. That is
He's playing a lot too.
that is
So he's actually-
most
The
improved
Blocking
player.
game, too.
Well, what about last year? 18 last year.
So he's got 18 versus
See,
25.
he had 23 to 2016. So he's just like inconsistent.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but you're talking about most improved. You're not talking about years
Yeah.
back. You're talking about compared to
Yeah.
last year. And right now, he's averaging 7 more points a game than he did last year. And him and Kat are just handling that team.
And I'm surprised by his blocks. 1.1 for a small forward.
Yeah.
Wait, why? Okay, I'm back. my thing that you guys don't. If the camera's, I hope the camera got that. I was like, I'm sitting here.
It didn't.
Oh, I wish the camera. It was so rough, guys. I wish.
Yeah, man.
I legit. I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden, I just don't hear anything. It just goes darkness in my ears. And I didn't know what happened. I'm just looking at everyone. They all looking at me. It was so.
Derek panicked.
I was so scared. 'Cause I didn't know
Oh,
if everything-
MJ, that meme. What's that? You know the meme, the danger sound.
Oh, yeah.
God, what's that meme? You gotta find that.
All right, so me and Gavin are going on our favorite topic right now.
Well, no, this is like what I was gonna bring up is like, I mean, I don't know about Joey because Joey doesn't like to watch good movies, but
What are you on about?
on this day in 1985, Rocky Balboa shocked the world by knocking out Ivan Drago.
Drago.
Are we going into movies now?
No,
Well, I mean, that's like
no,
a,
not after last time. We
but
had Marvel
it-
talk.
you know,
Talk about some Marvel.
Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder are going to be fighting for the second time, and their first fight was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. The problem.
Unbelievable.
Wilder just knocked the brakes off of Luis Ortiz
For the second time.
for the second, because you have this thing where
And how long was Luis Ortiz training for that? He said ever since their last fight. He said he was training for that the night of.
Ortiz kind of old now, but you run into this thing that no matter what fight,
He's 40, so he's there.
no matter what fight you go to, Wilder's always losing every single one of his fights, and then he has the hardest hands right now in boxing, and maybe one of the hardest punches
fair.
ever.
He's losing.
I mean, he has the best knockout percentage, better than anybody ever, better than George Foreman,
if he doesn't,
better than Mike Tyson.
If he doesn't knock them out in round 1 right away, he's going to be behind.
Yeah, well, like I said, you always, no matter.
Joey talking about the George Foreman grill.
I know what I'm saying. I only knew George Foreman grills. I was like, wait.
But here's the thing. So in their last
He was
fight,
an amazing boxer, Joe.
in their last fight, Tyson Fury, he was, what was it, round 10?
It was
11?
last round. It was the last.
So
round
he was
of the
up
fight.
like 10 rounds to none on
He was-
Deontay Wilder. He was beating him. It was over.
It was a closer match, but Fury was definitely winning,
Yeah.
and then he drilled Fury with a
Dude, he was out.
right hand,
Fury was sleeping.
sleeping for like a solid 5 count, and then Fury just got up.
Yeah, and this man gets it. You could pull it up if you want to see it. It's unbelievable.
Look up
Look up
Fury
Deontay Wilder
Undertaker.
versus Tyson Fury.
Look up, like Fury Undertaker.
Look up the
knockdown.
knockdown. But just the context, man. You gotta keep in mind, Tyson Fury, the Irishman or the UK man, he's up like 10 rounds or 11 rounds to none. And like it's not even really close. He was boxing, Wilder's face
off. It was
off.
close because it came out to a split draw, but that he was losing the fight until he got that knockdown. That's what made the tie happen.
It was just such a knockdown.
thing
Though.
with
Like
Luis-
everyone thought it was over.
With Luis Ortiz, the thing that I like doing this also in real life too. If you watch that Luis Ortiz knockout, you see Wilder throw a few jabs out. He's just because you're not allowed to keep your hand out when you're it's illegal to keep your jab out.
Yeah.
So he throws a few times and just throws a
Here it
right
is.
hand over top.
So white dude Fury, he's up by a lot. He's winning the fight. So it's just a waiting game at this point. He just has to make sure, he makes it out alive. That's what you would think anyway. So this is round 12. Is that what it is?
It's the last round. Of the fight.
Final round. Bam!
That
I
hook-
thought it was over. I was
He
like,
hit him-
oh my God. I was like, Deontay Wilder did it again. I thought it was over. Look at him. He's out. Watch this dude. Just like the Undertaker. Just gets right up.
Is a warrior.
Finishes
That's
the
going to be
fight.
a great fight to watch. Do you
Finishes
think it
the
could be
fight.
Wilder's first loss?
It could. If it goes to decision, no doubt.
That would
but
be-
here's the thing. Wilder needs 1 second, man. And I'm a huge Tyson Fury fan, so I don't want him to get knocked out. But dude, Deontay Wilder, man,
It's crazy.
he is.
To this day.
He's a big scary monster.
To this day.
So he is a big scary monster.
In other news, it's in the works, but it's basically got
Khabib and
confirmed.
Ferguson for the 5th time.
Khabib Nurmagomedov
Nurmagomedov.
Is he fighting again?
is fighting Tony Ferguson.
It's in the works
Finally,
fight.
the 5th time, and this is try to get
So Tony Ferguson is on like a 14 fight win streak. Is that what it is?
something crazy.
He hasn't
Khabib's
lost
undefeated.
in like 4 years.
Habib is
Khabib's
not
undefeated,
Habib
yeah.
is not
Khabib
defeated at all.
20,
But it's getting finalized for April, and so
But-
this is gonna be an interesting thing because this is when you talk to people, MMA fans, they're gonna say the only guy that could beat Khabib
Tony
is Tony Ferguson or GSP. But
or Gaethje.
but the thing is,
Gaethje gives him problems, man.
the problem is that Khabib doesn't want to go up to 170 because he'll guys ask him all the time. He's like, no, this is my weight class. I want to stay on 155. So the only guy that you have that gives him problems, everyone says, is Tony Ferguson, but they haven't fought yet. Because one time Tony during the press conference stepped on a wire and like tore his leg open.
Breaking news: Paul Felder versus Dan Hooker just got scheduled
For UFC Melbourne.
for Auckland, New Zealand.
Auckland.
February
My
in
bad.
New Zealand. Maybe Israel
That's what I
Adesanya headlines that card.
That's the co-main, and the co-main is Felder versus Hooker. They've been talking about this for a while now since Felder's last fight. Hooker's last fight, and then they'll have Israel Adesanya be the main card for that one. That's the only guy you really can do.
So here's the question for you two.
Oh no.
If Conor faces Masvidal next, I know you watched Masvidal versus Diaz. If Conor faces Masvidal, which is like a rumor, because who knows who Conor's fighting? He hasn't had it announced yet. But if Conor's fighting Masvidal, who do you think wins? MJ. You saw Masvidal destroy your boy Nate.
No, I know. I don't know. I mean, I
Early
think
stoppage.
Conor hasn't fought in a really long time.
3 years.
So
It's been. He just fought Khabib.
Oh yeah, but he got mauled. I don't know if that was like barely a fight.
probably Masvidal.
You think-
Masvidal.
It's
Well,
hard.
here's the thing, dude. Masvidal is the best pure boxer in MMA.
Yeah,
the
but you
best
run into
pure
this
boxer
problem
in
where
MMA.
even Conor was stopping Khabib on his takedowns. That's weird to see until the later rounds where he was already beating tired. But you run into this problem where no matter what you do, McGregor's almost gonna be the favorite either way, no matter what.
Well, yeah, because
But-
you know.
Masvidal's still so good on the ground also because he's a
Well,
black
Masvidal's
belt. but-
way bigger.
Yeah,
he's
well,
big.
I don't necessarily see McGregor going up to 170. That's the problem you run into. He's not gonna cut like any weight down
That makes
170.
sense.
He's 155 is where he belongs.
He could go up to 170 to fight
You
Nate
can
again.
you can get
Fight
you can
Nate
get
again, that's it.
at 155 because Tony just got thing. You could do your Gaethje. Oh, no, he's at
Gaethje versus
170.
Tony. Gaethje's 150.
Oh, 155. Okay, so you could have Gaethje versus Conor, but it's not going to work out. You need a big money fight. I really think this cowboy fight versus Conor keeps on getting said over and over again because this is America versus Ireland. This is two beer companies or two alcohol companies going against each other. It's a lot of promotion that goes into it.
Oh yeah, Budweiser and Proper 12. But here's the thing: McGregor wants Cowboy because Cowboy's the easier fight. Okay, so he doesn't want to fight Gaethje.
It's also more of a money fight because
You
Gaethje
think
doesn't
that brings in more money than Gaethje?
Gaethje doesn't bring in a lot of.
Dude,
He's one of the top fighters, but he doesn't bring in guys like
he was in the UFC. His first fight in the UFC was a main event.
Yeah, but you're thinking what's going to bring in more people? If Conor's going to bring in enough people, we're going to have more people come in for it. More people are going to know Cowboy over Gaethje.
I don't know, man, because Gaethje's just such a draw because people know he's like the most violent dude.
Alistair Overeem fights in 2 weeks from now, real quickly. He's facing a guy that is knocking out everyone. Can you look it up real quickly, MJ? Just look up Alistair Overeem versus the next guy and look at that next guy's record.
What's that?
Jair Rosenstruck.
Yeah, look up Alistair Overeem. And it's gonna
He's
say
like
that
8-0 with 8 or 9-0 with 8 knockouts.
How do you spell it?
ALISTAIR.
Yeah. You can just look up Overeem and it'll come up. Like over and then REEM.
Got it.
We could watch his highlight reel.
And then
and
look
get
at
knocked out.
just look up the other guy real quickly in his record in full
It'll
screen.
have his next fight.
No. If you go down,
It's right there.
Yep. Pick that other guy.
Jair Zeno Rosen.
He's 9-0.
8 knockouts. That's how many he has.
He's knocked out. He floored the Pitbull Arlovsky in like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
He's flooring everyone. So you run into this problem where Overeem's one of the top guys in the division. He will always be. until he
Bad news
retires.
for him, facing another knockout artist.
But I feel we're just talking about it, and you run into this weird thing where that Overeem doesn't have bad ground skills, but he may not take him down. But you guys got anything to say to UFC talk? Because
Nah, John Jones is the GOAT, and that's all I got to say. He can do as much coke as he wants.
Hey, he is fighting in February.
Dominic Reyes.
He's fighting Dominic Reyes.
Reyes is undefeated right now.
Yeah, John Jones. Look up Dominic Reyes' last fight. His knockouts. He has knockouts.
He's
Look up
crazy.
his highlight reel.
He
This
was
is John Jones' next guy.
he played college football too. He's
Yeah,
a big-
Dominic Reyes is just a freak athlete.
You actually have a crazy fight that Thiago Santos last fought John Jones, and
Just go on YouTube and look up his highlights.
he tore his like ACL, MCL, and everything in the first round. Thiago Santos.
Thiago, yeah.
So you've these last 3 or 4 fights, John Jones has had his all decision fights, and so you run into Dominic Reyes that really brings him a problem of Thiago Santos threw like a wild man throwing knockouts and stuff. Reyes does
way
the
more
same
wild.
exact thing, but the thing that you may not is Reyes. You haven't really seen him much, but I don't know how much of a ground game he has. Thiago Santos has a ground game. He just doesn't use it.
Okay, so Chris Weidman, who's a great wrestler, we know, he was stuffing his takedowns, but John Jones is another level.
Yeah, John Jones is on another level.
But you know how John Jones is, his ego's so big, he's not going to want to take him down.
No, well, John Jones played the good game with Thiago Santos by not necessarily taking him down because
But here's the problem that he gives Jones. He is so unpredictable. Like, you can't, see, like, his striking smooth. You can't,
this is what he was. This wasn't even when he was in the UFC. So this was even before he got like polished.
I just don't like the way he's presenting himself as like the new generation of striking when he's 2 years younger than Jones. I don't like that. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is the new generation. He's not ready. It's like, oh, really, dude? He's 2 years older than you.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a good fight. There's UFC's putting on so many everywhere. All these fight promotions are putting on so many fights so often. That's crazy to see how many good fighters are in these. Well,
I mean, the Bellator
promotions.
bantamweight champ just gave up his belt.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to see how much stuff is happening in it happened every week. They're finally having. This is the first time in like 2 weeks they haven't had a UFC event because they start off before when we have events like once a month, and now they run an event every single week with fighters making thousands of dollars they're selling out stadiums every single week. You know how crazy that is to think about? That like you have. It's a lot smaller than NFL. This is something that was
I was just watching a Joe Rogan podcast where he was talking about how he was a part of the organization in its starting stages and how when it didn't even used to get broadcasted, it was only on satellite TV.
Yeah.
And nobody was watching it. And he was getting paid more to do a comedy show than he was to be a post-fight interviewer.
He left the UFC for a while.
Yeah, and then he went back.
He was just a reporter before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because it was 10, 15 years ago, even more recent than that. Like,
That was back when he would call Vitor Belfort Victor.
yeah, before even right before Conor came out, it was like so like under like no one really paid that much attention to it. And like 10, 15 years ago, it was like this like forbidden sport. And how much has blown up in the last few years is crazy with all that's happening.
It was literally illegal in New York.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hate Trump, but shout out to him for getting that cleared up.
No, but like
Moving on to our politics.
Moving on to politics, Kaepernick ain't signed.
that would be so rough.
Daily reminder. That's going to be a daily reminder on the podcast. Every day till he's signed. We're just going to be like, this is a daily reminder that Kaepernick
Duke
is not signed.
lost.
Yeah, oh yeah, we could talk about that.
We haven't
as
talked
well.
about. I'm not. Well, I'm just going. But Duke lost to a team. What was the team? I forget what the team is. I'm looking up.
Duke football?
No.
You didn't hear about this, Gavin?
No.
College basketball lost.
Duke had a 19-year, 150 game winning. Listen to me. Had a 150 game winning streak of beating non-conference teams at home, and they lost last second layup to Stephen F. Austin.
Stephen F. Austin.
Can't believe Stephen A. Smith pulled this one off.
That's the comment of the day. No, but it's crazy to think about.
They haven't lost at home to a non-conference team since 2000.
Yeah, but this is
19 years.
to St. Thomas More. Just saying.
Are you serious?
That was the last time they lost to a non-conference team. St. Thomas More.
St. Thomas More beat Duke.
Yeah, back in 2020,
Is that-
almost
is that
20 years
true?
ago.
Is that
That's true. I saw it on ESPN.
Pull that shit up, Jamie.
I saw it on ESPN, so it has to be right because the internet's always right. So
ESPN also put that to Flake.
okay, you need to stop. No, but yeah, it's crazy how this is one of the worst teams.
Duke Bell, Damien. St. Thomas More is a boys prep school. Is that?
I don't know if that's right.
No, that's
Yeah.
100. I'll pull it up on
Did they
ESPN
face
right now.
Duke?
But it was 2000 in St. Thomas. It said St. Thomas.
Is
I
it
took as St.
basketball
Thomas.
or are
Yeah,
you talking
yeah,
about football?
No, basketball.
Well, St. Thomas More has an unreal
find it.
basketball program.
Yeah, it's.
I can vouch for that.
They don't have a Duke level basketball
Well,
program.
yeah, they don't have.
Well, Duke. This is like everyone's saying. This is one of the worst teams they've had in years now. So
They had Zion last year.
RJ
You gotta
Barrett.
think about that.
Has Zion
That's-
played a game in the NBA yet?
Not yet.
No.
Not even
Dude,
one game.
I
gonna
will
be
be absolutely shocked if Zion finds a way to overcome John Morant.
Yeah, and
John
Ja's-
Morant is having a
How long is Ja
great
gonna
year.
be out? He got injured.
Did he?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
he did get injured.
What
He
was
took a
it?
layup and got stuffed and hurt himself.
I don't think he got injured. I think it was.
No, he
I
did.
think he was out for the rest of the game.
Yeah, he's not like.
He's not on the injury.
Yeah,
he was out for
returned.
like the rest of the game.
hey guys,
Oh,
quick
okay.
quick
I thought it
fact.
was worse.
He's the rookie to watch, and obviously Zion's gonna be. You're not gonna not want to turn on Zion Williamson's first game or any of his
Bro, when
games
he
anytime you have the
faces
chance. But
The Lakers.
if he somehow, it will be more impressive than it would have been if he didn't get hurt to win, and if he won Rookie of the Year. If he finds a way to overcome John Morant, because John Morant is having an amazing year.
Let's just hope he's not injury prone.
Yeah, if Zion gets hurt again soon after he comes back, dude, that's an issue because
He got
Yeah,
hurt
'cause
in college, I'm pretty sure. Right?
that's college preseason.
I think he should lose like a solid 15,
maybe
20 pounds.
He
is a pretty
isn't
big
he
boy.
like top 3 heaviest people in the NBA right now?
I mean,
and he's 6'7".
he's almost 300 pounds.
It's
Dude.
just weird.
and he's
'cause
6'7".
He's almost 300
It's
pounds.
crazy that he's that big and he flies like that.
Yeah, well, let's
He's
just.
literally a
I just
monster.
want to bring up
Think
real
about what his
quickly.
hops would be if he was 250.
God.
Above the backboard.
The Ravens have punted twice in the last 3 games.
Okay.
Just real quick, I want to bring that up. I was looking through things. Twice in the last 3 games with RG3 in them both times. Because they just take Lamar Jackson out and put RG3 in.
Were you able to find that St. Thomas more?
I'm looking for it right now.
I can't find it anywhere.
I swear I saw it.
I don't know if that's true, man.
It was on the internet, so I know it's real.
Let me just put it this way.
I thought we only present facts.
I mean, Andre Drummond did go there, so it's not Andre Drummond went there and then was drafted.
He is the greatest rebounder in the NBA.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible that what Derek is saying is true.
I'm 100% right because I know I'm smart. That's
Clint Capella has been going off and nobody's talking about it.
Andre
he just
Drummond
averaged 19 rebounds a game for 7 games.
7 games straight. First person to do that since who was it? Barkley?
Dennis Rodman.
Oh, Dennis
Barkley.
Dennis Rodman.
And Dennis Rodman did it with 20.
Saquon. No, but there's a coward Flyers poster on TD Garden with Kyrie's face on it.
Was there?
There is right now.
But right now, what were you saying?
Ahead of the Nets game, all around TD. Look at that.
Are they wrong?
That's. I'm still trying to find it.
No.
Knocked off Duke, ending the Blue Devils' 150 game home winning streak against non-conference.
You imagine if they put his face on the screen.
I'm still looking for.
What if they play him a highlight?
Keep talking.
What if they play him a highlight?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they can still hear you either way, but I'm still trying to find that. I'm gonna put it on, because the internet's always right. St. Thomas More beat Duke 20 years ago. That was the last non-conference team.
Viewer discretion be advised. That may be some fake news because it is.
You know what? I'm gonna come.
I don't know, man.
Until
you show me the facts, I don't believe it.
I'm Max Kellerman now.
You are wrong.
You're
talking about a school in Montville, Connecticut versus Duke.
It's not even
Oakdale,
that.
Connecticut.
That's a D1 college, and this is like a boarding
It's
school.
a prep school.
Like Colt McCracken.
It's like people we know go there.
They're one of the best teams. They're one of the best teams around though in basketball.
Around in our area. We're talking about Duke basketball.
What I'm asking is why did they face a D1
coached by one of the
team?
greatest college basketball coaches to ever live.
Can we go back to MMA talking like that instead? I want to get made fun of.
We're not making fun. I can't.
Fine.
I don't believe it. I can't believe it until I
It's
see
fine.
it.
I thought I saw it somewhere. It's very easy. I could have been wrong.
Well, I mean, maybe you saw St. Thomas More. There's other schools called St. Thomas More.
Well, it was St. Thomas. I just took it as St. Thomas More. I mean, how many schools are called St. Thomas? Actually, don't.
There's a lot of them Catholic schools.
Last week, the Harvard University. I don't know why I said university. Harvard versus Yale mid-game had a protest.
Did they finish the game?
Yeah.
I think so.
They did.
Who won?
I don't know. Yeah.
Sorry, I have a friend that plays for Yale football. Sorry.
Tibbs. You're right.
The long snapper
that
doesn't start, but Nicholas Tibbetts, my friend.
We'll see who won.
Look at
what a game! Yale won.
They've been one of the best.
Your boys' team is 9-1.
That's what I'm saying.
A game.
They're one of the best teams right now. It's crazy to look at. Like they're not one of the best teams but in their division, all that stuff. One of the best teams. They've been like smoking everyone. It's
what
crazy.
What were they protesting about? Those kids.
I think it's climate change.
Climate change. How can they?
Greta Thunberg.
Wow, that's aggressive.
Wow, that's aggressive.
We just lost half our viewers now.
Yeah, politics come back.
But yeah, they're one of the best teams around. That's crazy to look at. Yale football that was like questionable. How is we're in the local area? How is UConn football doing this year?
UConn football is doing very bad as usual. I don't know how long it's going to be.
The highlight of their program is Byron Jones and Kemba Walker.
Byron 31
Cardiac
jump.
Kemba.
Wasn't Obi Melifonwu there?
Obi Melifonwu.
No, he was Connecticut College. Maybe it was University of Connecticut.
Isn't that? I'm pretty sure. Wait, Byron 31 jump went there. I thought that was just Obi Melifonwu.
Nah.
I'm gonna look it up. Obi Melifonwu.
Nah, Cardiac Kemba, the GOAT.
Yeah,
you have to do that. Yeah, see UConn and Byron. I thought
Byron Jones went to UConn. I know that.
Okay.
Because he's now like one of the best corners in the league.
That's questionable.
He's definitely Pro Bowl.
He's good.
Yeah,
he's really good. But like top.
Yeah, we're gonna go back on
Maybe
football.
top
I
10.
love football so much.
He's...
But can we talk about how?
Well, let's talk about the standings. What standings?
What standings? I'm actually really interested.
the standings, the power rankings.
Oh,
the power rankings.
The Pats are wrapping up their murderers.
No. For college.
Oh,
college football.
Oh, geez.
Can we talk about how Ohio State
Chase Young.
Chase Young,
number 1 overall pick.
And
Chase Young is after Tua going down, and I'm not saying that I personally think Tua should have been number 1, but he would have been. He would have been. Tua would have been the number 1.
You guys aren't ready
It's
for the conversation. Tua's overrated.
100%
the
going to be
problem you
Young.
run into is
Young
that you run into a problem where you have these teams.
Dude, I hope he's listening because Tua's overrated. He needs to hear it.
No, the problem you run into is positional value also. So you have these teams that are the first few picks, and they all need quarterbacks. It happens every single year. You don't come the worst team in the NFL without having a good quarterback. If you have a good quarterback, you're winning games.
I feel like a lot of coaching goes into that because Baker Mayfield's definitely a good quarterback, but we saw this year how much of a disaster he can be.
Well, he had a good year last year with a worse
which is really weird. I'm saying he got OBJ.
That's what I'm saying. Like we know that Baker Mayfield's not a bad quarterback.
Yeah, but they're not going to have
a different coach.
I'm saying, but he broke one of the rookie
Freddie
quarterback
Kitchens
records
might
in
be
only
terrible.
12 games.
Freddie Kitchens should just go into the buffet section and stop coaching.
Yeah.
I
Baker
think
Mayfield
he can win more plates of food than he can football games this year. So that's but
if you could trade coaches, ultimate trade would be Freddie Kitchens and like Nick Chubb. Send Kareem Hunt over to the Cowboys for Jason Garrett.
I forgot.
What's happening? He's been producing.
I'm saying, but that's the thing. He was literally top 2 running backs in the league when he got suspended.
Who?
He has a role.
Kareem Hunt.
He has a
He was literally like the best running back, and then he just decided to be an idiot.
He has a legitimate role in that offense. He's like, how Duke Johnson was. That's how he is. For the
I'm saying,
Browns.
but so he's like the receiving.
They have 2 great running backs.
Yeah,
they have 2 great running backs. So Kareem Hunt isn't even always the main option.
that's
Nick Chubb is great.
crazy.
He wasn't going to start.
Nick Chubb's doing so good too that they don't even need to use Kareem
Exactly.
Hunt.
Nick Chubb literally proved that they didn't even need him to come back.
It's still so surprising me how
He
bad
adds
the Browns
depth.
are this year.
They have more depth now.
Can you turn your volume off?
Or turn it lower because you like playing your videos on max
Yeah, you like to play
volume.
your videos without pressing.
It's a Bill Belichick soundbite, okay? Someone asked him, "What is your favorite Thanksgiving pie?" And he said, "Whatever's on the table."
Apple pie.
He walks off, and while he's walking off, he goes,
I got you. This is what Bill Belichick. He says, "Whoever gets us to win our game and
"Whatever it takes to help my football
I
team."
really do enjoy apple pie, and I'm just looking forward to Thanksgiving.
How funny would it be if they go, "What's your favorite Thanksgiving apple pie?" And he goes, "We're just focused on Houston right now."
We're on to Christmas.
So,
Hair pie. Tom Brady's hair pie.
how
How about
Multiple
how about that Tom Brady?
So can we talk about these college
daughter.
football, the college football rankings? How people are saying Jalen Hurts is one of the best quarterbacks right now, and it's questionable. They're saying he
started
should be the
off
best
as like
quarterback.
one of the main Heisman options. And,
The
I
Joe
don't-
Burrow guy.
Ohio State is so good,
You gotta keep in mind, Tua is on the best college football team in the history of college football.
but yeah, and also you have there's a lot. This is a pretty good class for quarterbacks. It's not like a great class,
Coached by
but
one
you
of the best
have
football coaches
you
of
have
all
Joe
time.
Burrow.
I was gonna say, isn't there
Tua's
some
going to drop
Joe
weight.
guy?
I mean, you have Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, and Tua, who apparently has draft insurance, who they say he's still going to stay in the first round.
He's staying in the first round easily.
But he's going to be 25 or
You gotta
lower.
think,
There's no way somebody's
did-
trusting that.
What did what was the injury, Zach? Was it an ankle thing or a hip?
It was a
Hip fracture.
It was similar to injury that ended Bo Jackson's career. Who's a
And the
freak among
same
freaks.
injury that turned Isaiah Thomas from an MVP candidate to a bench player.
Yeah, but no, but it's interesting. I think he's still first round no matter what. And I don't know how you're saying Tua's overrated, Gavin.
Because I'm not saying he's
Elaborate.
bad. I'm not saying he's bad. He's definitely can sling it. He can run a little bit, all that. But I'm saying he put him in Jalen Hurts' shoes. Okay, because you gotta keep in mind, Tua is on the best college football team, coached by the best. You could say the best football coach ever. Some people might say that Nick Saban's the best football coach ever. He's up there. He's one of the best coaches in
Best
general.
college football coach ever.
Yeah, he's the best college coach.
He's not
ever,
that
no doubt.
he tried coaching in the NFL and it was awful.
wasn't good,
It was
yeah.
awful.
But so Tua's like Jalen Hurts also was on that team.
Yeah,
too,
well,
and they both did well.
It's crazy to think about Jalen. They're trying to say Jalen Hurts is like a 5th round draft pick. Think about how
No
ridiculous
way.
this is.
No
he's
way.
a potential. He's not going to win Heisman because you have Joe Burrow that's going to win it at this point. Is there anyone else that can win it?
Chase Young.
Chase Young.
Is he really that close? I haven't heard much about that. I know he just broke the whole
He's the Heisman dude. The Heisman goes to a quarterback or a running back so often. Those are always the main options for a Heisman.
The NFL MVP is a quarterback award, and it's mostly the same thing for Heisman. But I mean, you run into these weird situations. but it's an offensive award all the time for Heisman. But it's crazy to think that Jalen Hurts has 3,184 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions.
Yeah, the boy can ball, bro.
And they don't have they have a good team, but it's not like it's a stacked team. Like think about Alabama. We're talking about how stacked Alabama is. They have the best one of the best receivers we've seen come out of the draft so far, with Jerry Jeudy about to come out, and they have Henry Ruggs there.
So Chase Young has 16.5 sacks.
He just broke the Ohio State
he just
record.
broke the Ohio State record. He's only like a few spots behind the record and NCAA record,
And he missed
which
like
is held
3
by
games.
Terrell Suggs.
Bosa was on
He
that team.
missed like 3 games too.
Exactly. So
because
I have
he
to go back to what
borrowed
Gavin
money.
said. What is it about Tua to you that is overrated?
That people want to call him the Heisman, the Heisman guy and all that, but they just don't take into account.
He's got a
on the
better
best
touchdown.
team.
He has more touchdowns and a better touchdown to interception
guys.
ratio.
It's not the guys, it's other guys.
He's got more touchdowns and a better touchdown to interception ratio than Hurts. If you're comparing him to Hurts, he just has less yards.
He's also been hurt, but he's not. He's just. I'm not. You gotta keep in mind. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm saying he's overrated. He's on the best team. So Hurts, he's balling out on a whole different.
You don't think he could do the same on a bad NFL team?
I'm not sure that he could. We don't know that he could. But he's. We saw his brother. What's his brother's name?
I don't know.
We saw
Something
his brother-
TAGOVAILOA.
saw his brother throw a touchdown, and his brother's probably coming off the couch.
No, but did you
freshman or
see the
something.
touchdown that
It
he
was
threw? It was all wide
it was
receiver.
all wide.
All wide
It was a
receiver.
screen pass that literally was like
Was
a 20,
underthrown.
25 yard run.
It was a screen pass. It was a wide receiver screen where he doesn't run it forward, and he underthrew him and almost hit the ground.
So if you're on
MJ, you
the
could have
best
threw a
team-
better pass than what.
If you're on the best team with the best coach and the best players, you're gonna be set up beautifully. Especially if you're a quarterback. Especially if you're a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not saying he's. I don't know that he's not overrated.
Rated.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the name, but or word. But I'm not saying he's not overrated. But I don't think he's still a first round talent. He's one of the best quarterbacks. I think you can put him on any team, and he's still going to do pretty good. I mean, in college football, you need to have a good team in order just to see, and that's kind of just what happens. That's why if you look at all the top quarterbacks, they're teams that have good receivers. You have a good offense in general. So I don't think Tua's overrated. His draft stock's going to drop a little bit, but I think a team's going to take a first round pick on him,
Ohio State.
no matter what.
They've had what team? Jalen Hurts transferred to
Oklahoma, or
Oklahoma.
from Oklahoma to Ohio, right? Or
No, he transferred from Alabama.
To my bad. Yeah, I'm just.
Was it? Oh,
I'm going crazy.
Jalen Hurts is on the Sooners, right? Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'm going crazy.
If he
Baker-
wins Heisman, that's three
Heisman.
three
Baker.
quarterback Heismans in a
In a
row.
row.
They had
Baker, Kyler,
and then
Baker,
Jalen Hurts.
Kyler, and now
know
Jalen
what?
Hurts.
I
And
think-
even if Jalen Hurts doesn't win it, that's three iconic quarterbacks back to
They're all
back to
going to the
back.
league.
Can we just give the Heisman to Jalen Hurts so we can get the storyline of
what I'm
3
saying.
back-to-back year or 3 years back-to-back-to-back?
And who knows what they have next
We're
year?
sounding like the Warriors win the championships back-to-back-to-back years of Heisman.
Well, who are they supposed to have this year? Because they only got Jalen Hurts because he transferred.
I don't know, to be honest.
They
I'm
could
not sure.
I have no clue.
They could have had a tomato can at quarterback.
Who are you showing over there on the camera? Who you showing there on the
All
camera?
of us.
Oh, yikes. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I can't see that. I wish I could see the cameras from here. It's so rough. I want to see myself and look how beautiful I look. But,
So Oklahoma's undefeated.
yeah, so we have what is it? It's Ohio. You have still up there. Ohio State at 1, right? Is it Ohio right now at 1?
Yeah,
I thought
no. LSU's at 1.
LSU's at. That's such a good team. And then so it's LSU, then Ohio, and then Clemson, and then Georgia.
It goes
right?
LSU. Hold on.
LSU, Ohio,
It goes LSU, Ohio,
Clemson.
Georgia Bulldogs, and then I think that's how it's going to stay with Tua being out.
They're
Crimson.
They're at 5. They're at 5, right? Alabama.
Alabama's at 5, and
so-
the next team at 6 is Penn State, who's 9-2.
Yeah, but
They're not going to make it up to the top 4.
you have this problem that like they need to change the playoff format for the college football playoffs. Joey, we're showing all cameras. Legit blocking every single time you do that. Just to let you know. So,
Maybe.
so you run into this weird thing where you may not have most of these divisions. If you look at the top 4, if it ended right now, there's like there's only like 2 divisions in college football right now that are getting played in the playoffs. Like they need to change the college format. It's not.
Oh,
this,
you are correct.
This isn't gonna work.
You can go undefeated and not make the playoffs.
You could be in like Pac-12 whatever, and like not making the playoffs, even though you get one. So
when Shaquem Griffin was in his senior year with UCF, they went undefeated and didn't make the playoffs.
Well, because
Exactly.
UCF was questioned.
Utah is 10-1 and at the 7 spot. And they have teams above them that are 9-2.
Yeah, this makes. I mean, they may not have as much talent, or whatever, but you run into this weird thing where they need to make it a bigger thing. Because what's going to be so wrong? More football games, more money for them. What's so wrong with that? It's more fun for the fans, more money for NCAA. What's so wrong with this? So you need to have the 5 bowl winners. I say 18 front. That's 5 different bowl winners, and then the 3 biggest teams, the largest bids, like they have.
Is anybody else sweating their butt off?
I've been sweating.
I wish. My throat is so dry. I've drank this whole water.
Before we wrap up, I got to ask you guys for this advice because I didn't get it earlier. So Hopkins is facing Gilmore. He's not going to have a good game. Who should I put in? I have Calvin Ridley, Golden Tate, and Juju, who might not even play.
Who are the Giants facing?
keep in Hopkins.
Keep in Hopkins.
Who are the Giants facing?
The Packers.
Here's the thing with Hopkins.
Is
He
Jair
might
gonna be
legitimately have
covering
0
him?
catches.
Hopkins has not been having a very Hopkins year,
Well,
and he's going up
he's
against
heating
the
up
best
now. It's
just
cornerback.
because of
He's
his
going up against the
touchdowns.
best cornerback in the NFL.
Yeah, he's
had
up
really good
now.
yards.
I'm not worried about like as far as like
That is not an arguable statement.
Golden
and I
Tate
hope
to-
everyone is aware of that. That Gilmore is the best cornerback.
Bro, people are still saying Jalen Ramsey is the best corner. I'm
Not
like,
a
have you seen him
shot.
play this year?
he got traded.
Not a shot.
I don't
Whoever's saying
understand.
that is so.
It's like a lot of
upset.
people, like in a lot
Yeah,
of
well, they're
NFL
just mad.
comments.
They're
I just
mad.
don't
There's
understand
Matt.
it.
Listen, he got traded because that's how much he meant to his team. You know.
Well,
and
he
that's all
also
you have to say.
asked-
He wanted to
Get out
get
of
traded.
Yeah, he didn't want to be in there
He
anymore.
wanted
Yeah,
to.
He didn't like that. He didn't like the system.
But,
You
yeah,
don't.
the
You
Ravens
don't.
He didn't like it
46.
because they weren't good.
You don't.
okay?
You don't start
They're not.
going Tate anymore because Sterling Shepard's in concussion protocol. Evan Ingram's still walking around with a leg brace.
Now, do I take a flyer on Darius Slayton?
I mean, that's actually a good option, but I don't know. You're not going to put that as your wide receiver number 1.
Darius Slayton.
Darius Slayton's been having some decent games for us, but
Yeah.
you're going to have Golden Tate's going to, if he's playing, he's going to get covered by Jair.
My
Yeah,
And
this
that's
is the
scary.
this
and
is the
this-
start of a playoff.
This Packers defense isn't great. Like, they don't have a good run defense, but the pass defense is okay, but they're still going to shut down. The Giants offense is so on and off with, like, Daniel Jones is throwing. He's been, like, sensational, but he throws so many
What's
picks.
next for Eli?
Eli's on his last year of his franchise. He's either no matter where he goes, I don't think he's starting anywhere. And so you gotta.
I don't think he should leave. I think he should just retire.
It's up to him. It's really gonna be. MJ, you're showing that right to the camera.
No, it's on that one.
All right, my bad. Wait, you got it to work on that one? now?
Yeah.
What's up, guys? But I can't read that.
Wait, so
Is it that one?
wait, what one?
The one to my left.
Aha.
So we've covered a lot here today.
Yeah, real quick, I want to go over this Eli thing. you guys talk about
Eli
Patriots.
Manning.
You guys talk about Patriots for like 30
We
minutes.
gotta let the Giants fan.
And
out.
I haven't even
We gotta let
talked
the
about my
Giants fan have
sorry
his shining
Giants.
moment.
It's only been
Danny
7 years.
Dimes.
Danny Dimes has been really interesting with throwing.
Daniel.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel, darling.
Danny Jones. Daniel Dimes. I don't know what.
What
you
about
want to
him?
call him. So he throws so many of these picks. It's kind of weird. And
It's almost like he's a rookie.
It's almost like he's not that good.
Nah, he's good.
no, not good enough for a 6th overall pick. But
Yeah, well,
Better
yeah.
than Kyler
Oh
Murray.
yeah.
No, stop.
Kyler Murray, man.
Kyler Murray's actually having a good year.
He actually is not having a bad year.
Kyler
He's
Murray
got
has
17
a lot of
touchdowns,
yards
8
and
interceptions, and
So
2,100 yards.
would
It's
you
not a bad
rather-
year for somebody. I mean, people thought he
On
was going to
the
do
Cardinals.
horrible.
The Cardinals.
No, I'm talking about Jones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Would you rather read Haskins? I would.
I honestly think
Long term, I think.
I
Haskins
honestly
would be better.
think this quarterback draft, I didn't think this quarterback class going into it was that.
This draft
great.
was weird in general. It was a weird draft.
It was such a defensive draft, and like everywhere else, not even necessarily defensive. Every other position was stacked other than quarterback. Like you had a couple good running backs, you had a lot of good defensive players that are playing good. Like you have a lot of these good defensive players, so you run into this problem that we need a quarterback, but then you sit down one year and you wait. You have like 4 or 5 good quarterbacks coming out this. You have Justin Herbert that should be finally coming out. You got Tua. You got Jalen Hurts. couple other guys. I can't remember.
Trevor Lawrence. Is on his way up.
Well, Trevor Lawrence may come out, but he may stick around. I'm not fully sure.
I could see him doing 4 years.
I don't know if he's doing 4, but he may stick around another year because he hasn't had that great of a sophomore year.
Yeah.
And so it's just rough how you run into this situation where we're one of the teams that, like I said, when you're one of the worst teams in the NFL, you go for a quarterback. That's your positional value. The most valuable player on your team is your quarterback.
Kaepernick.
He makes or breaks games, and so
Get drafted.
so he makes or breaks.
Drafted.
Got benched for Blaine Gabbert.
What is Blaine
People forget
Gabbert
about
anymore?
that.
Who was a first-round pick.
Was he first round talent and the time that
Apparently he was.
Daniel Jones wasn't first round talent, but that's besides the point. But and he wasn't a top 10 pick either, but that's besides the point. So you run into this sorry Giants team that Saquon in the last like 2 or 3 games, he's had 20 something rushes for 13 yards.
Yeah, well, Saquon's washed for the year. The Giants suck. We are the 4 Fanatics, and this has been episode number 1.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. Giants just shut down Saquon Barkley. The Janoris no, like
Hot
no,
take
like,
to end it.
no, they really, yeah, that's true, hot take. But no, he's like injured. He just got injured. Like, you gotta relax him when he has this bad of when like this year's going so bad. Janoris Jenkins should be off the team. Alec Ogletree terrible.
Oh God, he's just ripping apart the Giants now. We got to get you off the air.
We gotta get me off the air before I start going really.
Minka Fitzpatrick is the depoy.
Oh
Just
no!
saying.
Stop.
Just press the red button.
Oh, you're already done. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
we've covered a lot today. This was our first podcast. We're gonna try to do as many of these as we can, and we're gonna cover whatever we really feel like. Our name is generic for a reason. We're gonna cover sports. We're gonna cover all the interests that we have. We're gonna cover music. We're gonna cover movies.
oh no! When we get to music, this may get rough.
Yeah, that's where there could be
Well, this is where
actual.
Derek's just going to talk about how he's a fanatic for furries.
Whoa.
No, when we get to music, that's gonna be so many. That's gonna be a rough conversation. We're not gonna want that.
All right. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Mom.
All right. We thank you guys for coming. Make sure.
So make sure that you tune in next time. And this is the Fanatic 4. Derek, MJ, Joey, and Gavin signing off.
Goodbye.
Peace out, guys.
That was beautiful.
Stretch your T like I nailed it. Ride moving slow like a creep. Shirt in the breeze like I'm sailing. And I walk in my sleep, I can't help this. It's the last time I asked for some help that I couldn't get from nobody else. Yeah.